Oh, the next step is to show you here I have the block mounted on the faceplate, and I want to true up the outer surface of this. This one's really a rough one. I must have been having a bad day because there's really a lot of bumps and so forth, and I want to get that out of there. And so my first step that I'm going to do to make my turning a little bit smoother and safer is that I'm going to put a deeper center part in here, and then I'm going to move up my live center and put it in there, and it'll help to support that block as I'm doing the turning on the outside. So I'm using the skew chisel here, and it doesn't have to be very deep or very big, maybe a quarter inch. This is a live center. It's got a ball bearing in here, and this piece in here is turning around, and this is strong. I put a little bit of pressure on there, and that helps to support this. So now what I'm going to do is to take some of the rough wood off the outside of this and make it into a nice cylinder. And I'm going to use my old bowl gouge again, and just kind of riding along on the bevel. Now, I'm going to take a look at it. It's really, this part is all going to be cut away, and this part here is smooth. Oh, there's a little flat spot. So I'm going to go in a little bit further on that. This part will all be turned away, but this is going to be the edge of the bowl. And then one final thing I'm going to do, this one looks like it's running real true, but one thing that I do is to just true up. That's going to be the edge of the bowl, and now that's running real true. The next step in this process is to turn the wood next to the faceplate down to 1 3/4 inches, and it's almost there because this was used for another bowl that was cut off, but it's a little bit over. So what I'm going to do is take the parting tool, which is good for cutting straight in cuts like that, and work that right along the back of that thing, and I just have to take off a little bit, and I'll test it with the calipers. Oh, right on 175, so that's right where I want it to be. Now the second thing I'm going to do is I need a little bit of space in here to work. So I had cut this out 2 lengths, but I cut some of it off when I removed that one. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off of here so that I've got room to work back in that space. So I'm going to cut that a little bit down to the same diameter. Now, here I know the diameter of the top of the bowl, and here I know the diameter of the bottom of the bowl, because that's right, that's going to be 1 3/4 inch right there. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn, I'm not going to turn this part, but I'm going to turn this part away. And, you know, I could, if I wanted to, I could just make it a straight line between this point and this point, but that wouldn't be, I don't think that would be very good looking, and I don't think it would be very functional. So what I want to do is have a nice, smooth, curved thing. That's kind of where the where that makes a difference whether the bowl looks pleasing or not. So that's what I'm going to do for is first concentrate mainly on this part and get that down there, and then try to make kind of scraping cuts to get a nice smooth line going from that point down there and curved up to this point. So here we go. I'm going to feel with my finger now to see if there's any this is the real hard wood, and it cuts. I have to put more pressure on this, and this is a soft wood, and there's kind of a bump there. So now I'm going to that feels much better. What I'm looking at, what I'm turning, is not at the tool, but I'm looking at the horizon here. That looks pretty good to me. So finally we've got the thing looking more like a bowl, and that's the outside of the bowl. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to shear scrape the outside of the bowl. And what shear scrape means is that instead of cutting like this, I'm going to have it cutting over here on the side, so it's shearing along there, and it just takes off very fine ribbons and gives a real nice smooth cut. So I'm going to, here we go. You can kind of see these little shavings that came off, and it's a real nice smooth surface. Okay, so now we've got the outside of the bowl done.